Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Never Sold Out podcast. I am, of course, Andrew, and joining me, as always, is Nick there and Eric. And we are going to be talking about some retro video games. And retro could be anything at this point, because, I mean, a lot of the good games came out almost 20 years ago or earlier. So.
True.
So I would say that that is our one and only criteria about what we're talking about today. Is things that came out 20 years ago or more.
20 years ago or more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, what platform was that? Just so I know.
You got it. Got it,
yes.
Andrew. Sorry.
So you had the N64,
Okay.
PlayStation 1,
Okay.
Super
Dreamcast.
Nintendo, Dreamcast, and your regular Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yep.
And then,
You
of course,
also
arcade
had-
games.
You also
Okay.
had like Genesis and stuff like that too.
Yep.
So
Sega
basically,
Genesis.
like Xbox, PS2, GameCube, that doesn't exist, right? Like that.
No,
That was
well-
it. Okay.
Not
For
not
the
yet.
sake of this, we'll just say none of those existed.
Okay. Cool.
So, what I wanted to talk about first off was what was everyone's first memory of a video game that you played? Like, what game was it, and how did you get to play? We'll start with Eric.
Probably. I can't even tell you how old I was. I was real young, but it was probably when I got my first Game Boy, and I ended up getting two games. I got Kirby Pinball, and I got it was one of the Mario Game Boy games. I think it was the Game Boy Pocket, not the big gray one, but the one in between that one and the color.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's like my first memory of playing any kind of video game whatsoever. And I still have the Game Boy to this day too. Yeah.
Mine would be Christmas. It was a Christmas, and I got the N64.
Okay.
And I remember getting Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
But
All right.
I feel like there's another game, but I can't remember what it was. I think I got two.
Mhm.
But for the life of me, I can't think. I don't know what it was.
Right.
Maybe it could have. I don't know. No, I don't even. Was Banjo Kazooie an N64 game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been that because that kind of sticks out to me. But I remember Super Smash Brothers was like the first was probably like the first game I've ever
First
gotten.
real memory that you had.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, my brother played. My brother's way more of a gamer, and like I know like the big games for that time frame was definitely like GoldenEye and like
Mhm.
Super Smash Brothers.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so mine was we got the Nintendo Entertainment System, the original one. And I must have only been like 3, so I don't really remember too much. I know what games we have now for it, but I don't remember too much. So that was the first system that I remember getting. I don't think I actually played anything on there. But when we got the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, that was when I played my first game, which was Mario Kart.
It's a good
Nice.
game.
Yeah.
And that was the first Mario Kart game.
Yeah,
And-
that one no one ever talks about. It's always the N64 one they bring up.
Uh-huh. But
I
this
can't
one,
even think
I
what it looks like,
love
the old system.
oh it looks
Very
fantastic.
different, but it was fun. It was very fun.
Mhm.
Because like I always like when I think about it, like it's always the N64. That was the one that like always comes to mind. Maybe
Oh yeah.
because like I never really played. Like I remember like when I was younger, it was the N64 and the PS1 we had,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then on the PS1 I played Rugrats.
I think we all did.
You had to escape from like the playpen, and you
Yeah.
explore like
No, that
Tommy's
one was
home.
great.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Yep. There's a good retro one right there.
Yeah, and then
No,
obviously Game Boy. I remember Game Boy Colors. I remember
Yep.
them.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But just to get more on like what you were saying, N64 was definitely, I think, Nintendo's pride and joy when it comes to any gaming system that they've ever put out. Because
I think it's their best they ever made.
best they ever made. and it was one of the only times that they were kind of ahead of the curve
Yeah.
when it came to gaming systems, because the 3D graphics, the type of games that you could play on there were way above everything else at the time until the
Yep.
PlayStation 1 came around.
Well, I thought the PS1 came out a year before the N64.
Well, it did,
Or
but,
was that just in Japan before it came to America?
but the gaming content wasn't up to par yet.
Oh,
Like when the
I see.
PS1 first came out, they were still putting out like really shitty games. And then once N64 and Nintendo decided to put out some games like Banjo-Kazooie and GoldenEye and all these 3D platformers, it really opened up the door for everyone else, especially a way to get it into everyone's home.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I thought that was really cool. And I've always loved the N64. I still have it chilling right over here, actually.
Yeah, I still got mine too. It's up in the closet.
You still have like all the old systems, right, Andrew? For the most
Yeah.
part, I mean,
Mhm.
I remember in Andrew's setup. It's like it's pretty cool. Like on his like TV entertainment system,
Yeah.
like all the retro systems and like a couple of the games are showcased. It's
Nice.
pretty cool looking.
Very
Pretty cool
nice.
Yeah, yeah. I like to hold on to that stuff because
Yeah.
I do occasionally play them.
I think I want to say I think Jen has like at her parents' house all like the original systems. I don't think they ever got rid of them either. Like I was just there yesterday. And I saw a Game Boy Color on one of their TVs like shelving.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this would be good to bring up tomorrow. I mean, my taco. And I'm like,
Yeah, let's dive into that because I think everyone and then their mom all had Game Boy Colors at one point.
yeah.
Yep. I've had almost all of them.
Yeah,
So-
it was a big deal, man.
So one of the most important factors of a Game Boy Color was what color did you have?
Yellow. I didn't have a choice. It was just given to me for my birthday.
Okay.
And I still
Blue.
think it's the best one.
What was that, the Pokemon one or just regular
Nah,
yellow?
just the regular yellow. I think this is before the Pokemon one even came out.
I had blue.
Okay.
Yeah, I had blue. Because they only had blue, so all me and my brother and sisters, we all had blue. They went to Walmart, and that's all they had, so we didn't have any other option.
So what'd you do? Put stickers on them to differentiate them?
I don't know how we differentiated. I just think
Probably.
no, my mom wrote our names on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
she wrote our names on it.
I think I remember seeing them at your house when we were younger, and they all
Yeah.
had Sharpie on them.
Yep, they had our names on it. Yeah, that's how it was.
There you
We all had
go.
our own cases with the games in it. Yeah.
Yup.
Right.
Because we got our. Oh, Andrew, go ahead. What color did you get?
I had a lime green.
Lime green.
Nice. Okay.
What colors were there?
There was those three. There was red. I think there was a pink one.
I don't know if it was pink, but I remember the purple see-through one
Yes,
Yeah, I remember
there was
that
that
one.
one. That's
That
the
was
one
cool.
everybody wanted.
because I
That
had
was
the
cool.
I had the N64 controller version of that.
I
Yep.
still have it too.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was the cool one that everyone was like, "Oh, that's so awesome."
Yeah.
And like a lot of people do that nowadays with their Switches. They get like the custom designed exterior, and they switch out the interior to give it that classic look.
Well, like classic like Nintendo merchandise is very like rare and it's very highly collectible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like any N64 game that's in somewhat good condition, they're going
Yeah.
for over $50 right now.
Well, like it's weird because like it's funny because like when I think of like gaming, I don't really think of Nintendo as much anymore because it's not like maybe like right now it is during quarantine because like Animal Crossing and stuff like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's always been kind of overshadowed, especially by like the PS4s,
Mhm.
the Xbox Ones. So it's like you don't think about it. And then I think I was talking to Andrew, and we were talking about like collectibles, and then we got on the subject of like Nintendo.
Nintendo
think-
collectibles.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's probably like pretty easy to get, and it's like
No.
especially
It's-
those amiibos are like insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when the amiibos first came around. Like we were going trying to find the really cool ones that we wanted.
Mhm.
And we still have them, but
Yeah.
like it was a lot of hassle at the time for no reason.
Yeah, they're very popular.
But But
Yeah.
one thing I do appreciate that Nintendo's doing is if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member,
Yeah.
you get the NES and SNES emulators on your Switch for free.
Oh
Really?
yeah.
So you,
Yeah. My coworker was telling me about that.
yeah, you can play all the old school games on your Switch. Not all of them, but a good amount of them.
Like the big
Uh,
name ones.
yeah, like they have Mario Kart for the SNES. They have Super Mario World on there. I was just playing. I think a week or two ago, I was playing Punch Out.
Nice.
So
Classic.
yeah, I love that game. I put way too many hours into that growing up.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's so funny you brought that up. Not to get off a little off track,
that's fine.
but I was just I don't know if you guys realize, but Mike Tyson's kind of like almost doing like a. There's a possibility he might be doing a comeback.
I heard about that. Yeah.
So as I'm waiting for everything to start, right before I even got on here, I was watching like a video of Mike Tyson training because I'm like a huge Tyson fan. So like it's funny that Punch Out was brought up because I was gonna bring Punch Out up because of like Tyson. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You kind of have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like because you have the amiibo Punch Out, don't you?
I do. I have Little
Yeah.
Mac.
Yep, I remember that when I've seen your house. That's a cool thing, man. Eric, next time you go to Andrew's, you got to look at his like display. It's really cool the Nintendo stuff he has.
Hell yeah, I'd love to see it.
Oh yeah. Once all this pandemic stuff goes away, we'll all
We'll
hang
get
out.
together.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I know, man. I got to show you guys my stuff because I've added so much.
I need to buy a house so I can actually display stuff.
Oh man, I'm running out of room now. My whole shelves are like
Yeah.
like right below here and like my Godzilla stuff. That's
Yeah.
like pretty still now. And then right to the side of me is like all my Walking Dead stuff, but I can't even fit anymore. So
Nice.
anyway, so go ahead, Andrew.
No, you're good. No, so we all have fond memories of the N64. What was everyone's favorite game on the N64?
Ooh.
Because
GoldenEye.
Okay.
GoldenEye is definitely a top 3 for me.
Yeah.
Probably Super Smash Brothers was a big one. Probably either Super Smash Brothers, GoldenEye, one of those two.
Okay.
What about you?
My favorite should be obvious from my top 5 video games, but Banjo-Kazooie
Yep.
was my top.
Yeah, it's a good game.
I love playing it. I wish they had it on the Switch because I want to play it right now.
Well, right now all the consoles are doing like remasters of all games from the 90s and early 2000s. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get one soon.
The
Resident Evil's killing it.
The only issue with that right now is
what company rights?
Yeah, Microsoft owns that company that made.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Which they already released it on the Xbox. I have it for the Xbox One.
Oh, gotcha.
But I want it on my Switch so I can portably have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, have it where it belongs.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I remember that game a lot when I was a kid. My brother, I used to watch my brother play it. But I definitely, the game that I can vividly remember in my head is GoldenEye. And they even playing it with you and your brother.
Yep.
Like we used to like play GoldenEye like crazy, like paintball mode. And you ever got the golden gun? Like what was that called? Like the Desert Eagle or something like that. Something.
I think so. It's been such a long. Dude, I haven't touched that game in probably over 10 years. I just remember the memories of playing it.
I know, like, if you got shot with the golden gun, it was a one hit. Like, didn't matter where you got shot, it was a one hit, you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was so much fun. The big ass heads.
You put on the BK mode.
Yeah.
Mode.
Yep. That game was so much fun.
The long arms, like.
Yep.
So you know what's
fun, man.
You know what's great about that game? I hear that it still holds up for like parties and all that kind of fun stuff. It's just still a great, fun game. Yeah, think about it. It's ahead of its time. Oh, same. I think that's the #1 game besides Tony Hawk that everybody wants remastered. And yes, we are getting Tony Hawk, as everybody knows. So
Tony Hawk was just on Rogan's podcast.
I know. I've yet to listen to it yet, but I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to come out.
It's so funny.
It's already.
It's because they must have obviously listened to our show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to.
Only thing that makes sense
I'm-
because we just talked about
I-
this
I-
before.
Yeah.
I mean, it only takes like 3-4 years to develop a game, so I guess they're time travelers. They traveled to the exact time when we talked about it and said, all right, we need to go back now.
We know the thing is they were on the fence about it, and then when they heard us three talk about it, they're like, yeah, it needs to happen.
Yeah, let's just release it. Let's not leave this for another time.
Yeah. I'll be buying that game for sure.
Well, yeah, no, that's
same.
definitely going to be bought and played for hours and
Yes.
hours for no reason.
Oh, yes.
But they did actually try GoldenEye a few years back,
Really? I didn't know that.
and it was awful.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't. They remade it into something like completely different from the original,
Oh, that's why.
and it wasn't good. The multiplayer wasn't good, like, and that was one of the strongest parts about the game was the multiplayer.
It
That
was
the best part.
Dude, it was ahead of its time. I think that game is credited for why we have FPSs right now the way that we have them.
Right.
That game was just revolutionary in every single way that you can think of. That's why it's praised as one of the top games of the 90s, especially for N64. I think the only game that outvotes it usually is Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. I think that's a safe assessment.
Yeah, either that or they're just about.
Because I mean, everyone remembers growing up and just playing GoldenEye and
Yeah.
playing with your friends, having 4 people on screen at the same time. Like that was one of the benefits of having an N64. Was
Oh, absolutely.
being
And
able
then
to play with 3 friends and
Yep.
like have game nights all night for no reason.
Oh yeah.
LAN parties.
The LAN parties were the best.
Yep.
LAN parties. You have that, and like you have a PlayStation set up in another room, and then you
Mhm.
just get everyone to come over and hang out. That was one of
Yeah.
the best parts about growing up. And now
That was online for us.
yeah,
Yeah, it was.
and now it's harder
It is.
because like everyone's just like, well, I have this whole setup, and I don't feel like bringing anything over, and let's just play online. And then you don't get the same experience.
I know. I miss those days.
Well, do you remember like when in GoldenEye, like if you really want to make it like a challenge, you just do knife. Like
Yeah.
no one was allowed
Yeah.
to like use a gun. You had to knife everybody.
Yup.
Yeah, which was awful trying to knife. Like one thing that I learned now as like a PC gamer, it's way easier to play a gun game with a PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even with aim assist that was on GoldenEye, it was just like it's so much easier.
I don't know. I
That's why
suck
I was
with the
like when it was like a
keyboard and
machine gun.
mouse.
I always thought it was a machine gun because you didn't have to be good. You just had to, eventually get hit.
Yeah.
But what was the name of that gun? It was like the RC9 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That game was so good.
It was.
So good.
Oh man. So how about arcade games?
Centipede.
Centipede. Okay.
Asteroids.
I remember Centipede. I didn't really necessarily. Oh, actually, House of the Dead.
Yes. Okay.
House of the Dead might be probably the best arcade game, and my girlfriend was insanely good at it.
Okay.
I think like one of the first times we ever hung out at her house, we played it on the Wii, and I sucked, and then she was like just wrecking me, and I was like, damn, this isn't supposed to be this way. But she was very good at House of the Dead. That game was sick.
I forgot that game existed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, House of the Dead is probably my favorite arcade game. But then like I really like Centipede too.
Yeah.
Centipede was fun.
Which one was Centipede?
Centipede was like, how do I explain? It was like the how would I describe Centipede?
I can't even describe it.
It's like you had to like keep attaching like things to its butt. I don't know.
Oh, I think you had to keep it going and keep it getting longer or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
I haven't played it since I was a
simple
kid.
game.
I don't remember
Yeah.
it.
I just remember playing on my dad's laptop.
Is it similar to like Snake from like the
Yeah.
old like Nokia phone? So it's the same game.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the same thing. Just
Yeah,
different
it's-
name. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and like obviously Pac-Man. Pac-Man's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Cubert.
But I guess
Cubert, yes.
if I had to go, if I could play one, it would be House of the Dead. Like I just brought it up, probably like maybe like early this month. I was talking to my girlfriend about House of the Dead. That'd be cool. If I get like if I get like an arcade of that, because like you know how like Walmart sells like arcades, like Pac-Man stuff. If they sell one of that, I'd probably get it. That'd be kind
Underrated movies too, by the way.
of fun. They're actually considered the most like one of the worst movies ever made.
That's what makes them underrated. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're so bad, they're fun.
I have a good time. I don't even care. They're not. They're definitely not perfect, but I have fun. I own both of them.
My man. What about Asteroids? I always loved Asteroids.
Oh no,
that was good.
I'm awful at Asteroids, but I like it.
Or you said House of the Dead. I would say that one, but since I forgot about it, so you mentioned it, I won't. What about the Terminator game? Like that was always at the bowling alley near us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Terminator game.
That.
Terminator game is good.
They were all over the boardwalk and all that. It was basically the same thing as House of the Dead. You're just hitting,
Yeah, I was always a racing game arcade person.
Oh, they were fun too.
Yeah, I would always just that would be like the first thing I would go up to was one of the racing games or like the motorcycle games.
Yeah, I was gonna say the motorcycle or even like the Wave Runner. That was fun too.
We went to a couple of years ago at the Franklin Institute. They had a video game display, like a whole feature.
Okay.
So you could go through the generations of video games and play, like you just basically walking through a timeline of video game history, and it was amazing. I really wish they would bring it back, because the only time that I ever get to play those older games was there's this place over in Philly called Barcade.
I've heard of that place.
You told me about that. That sounds
Isn't it just a big warehouse with old arcade games?
It's not even a warehouse. It's like a little tiny, like, it looks like an arcade, but they just slapped a bar into it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so they have like a bunch of arcade games set up, even like some newer games. Like they have like Crazy Taxi arcade game.
I forgot about your Crazy Taxi.
Yeah. And so they have a
Crazy
whole bunch
Taxi,
of ones.
Yeah, that was good. Crazy Taxi, that was good. I'm sorry, I was looking up how to play House of the Dead. Is there a way? It's PC. PC is how you play it.
Right.
I'm sure you can get it on Steam. But Crazy Taxi was the shit.
Oh yeah, no, Crazy Taxi was great. I play it every time I go to Barcade. Always play Crazy Taxi at least once.
There's another game I like that I'm gonna Google. Go, keep talking.
And like that's one thing that I appreciate as I get older is that I can lounge around and enjoy a beer or two and play some video games.
Oh, absolutely.
Like when you're younger, you're like, okay, I need soda, I need chips, I need all these like disgusting things that I just cooked in my mom's oven, and let's play for hours and hours. Now I'm just like, all right, give me a beer. I'll play for like 2 hours, and then I'll go to sleep.
Oddly enough, if I'm playing competitive online, like I actually play better when I'm drunk. I don't know why.
You know, I was looking up. Go ahead. I think you were still about to say something, Andrew.
Oh no, you can go ahead. I'll take mine after.
Another game I really loved when I was a kid, but it was for the Dreamcast. Was Ready to Rumble.
Okay.
The boxing game.
I feel like I remember that. Right. Yeah.
That was fun as shit. I'm sorry. I just had to. I was like, what is that?
You're good, bro.
I'm like remembering all these games. Like I'll tell you. I say it all the time. I'm not a gamer, so like I'm just trying to remember all these games I actually did play. Ready to Rumble was one of them.
Yeah, no, Ready to Rumble's good. I enjoy like boxing games and like fighting games on that. Like one of the all-time greats to play was always WWF, WCW games for N64.
Yes.
That was a good friend, like getting your friends together and playing, especially doing like a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I think I always played as Kane.
Yeah. I was usually always like I would always be Goldberg because I would play the WCW game.
Perfect.
And he was always my favorite.
Goldberg was the man.
Yeah, he was. I just played whoever, honestly.
Yeah.
I was always trying to figure out who was OP, who wasn't, all that.
I mean, I sucked regardless. I was gonna win no matter who I picked. So yeah.
Well, that was always me with Mortal Kombat. Like, no matter who I picked, I always got my ass beat. It didn't matter.
Yeah, if I had to pick any classic game that was probably my favorite, it would be Mortal Kombat, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat's classic.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
like when the iPad first came out,
Mhm.
I bought the original like Mortal Kombat for the iPad.
Oh, no
Right.
kid.
Yeah, it was cool. It was hard, but it was cool.
Yeah, we had Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis.
I did too. I had Mortal Kombat 2, actually, for Sega Genesis.
Nice.
Good game.
Hey, Andrew, what games do they have at that barcade?
I don't. They used to have a list online.
Because that might be kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't drink,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah,
I'd be
like,
more than happy to eat food
it-
and play games.
Yeah.
Oh,
their
cool.
food-
We got a DD.
Yeah. No, their food's actually pretty good. So,
As long as there's good food, that's all that matters. What's the name of the place?
Barcade. Alright, so
I found them on
look at the
Twitter.
Philadelphia one.
Yeah, they got a couple of them. They got one in New York City, Jersey City, Philly, New Haven, Newark, and LA, Detroit. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So they have the M's Family Pinball. They got
Pinball?
Asteroids, Bubble Bobble,
Nice.
Burger Time, Centipede.
Centipede.
They have Contra, Crazy
Okay.
Taxi.
Crazy Taxi's the bomb.
They have the Daytona USA racing game.
There you go.
Ooh, I forgot about that one too. I'm saying that a lot, but that's such a fun game.
Dig Dug. Donkey Kong.
Yes.
They have. So they had this one game, this one machine that has multiple games on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have like Dr. Mario, Excite Bike on there. A lot of the Nintendo Entertainment System games.
Right.
They have Frogger, obviously.
Frogger is the bomb.
What's an
Yes.
arcade without Frogger?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Suicidal Frog.
Let's see. Any ones that you're looking for in particular?
House of the Dead.
They do not have that.
Sons of
Oh,
bitches.
They have it at their Newark location.
Oh, who wants to go to Newark, man?
No one.
nobody. Oh,
Let's see. Yeah, they don't have it at any of their other locations.
No, we gotta, Eric. When you come back down,
We're
South
going.
Jersey, yeah, we're gonna have to all take a trip and go. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
absolutely.
I'll show you guys around.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
some good food.
Yes.
That sounds awesome though. But it's like so funny. Like it's like I forget like so many of these games. Like just when you said Crazy Taxi, I just keep remembering like you pick up the people and they all pissed off. At you.
Yup. I just remember hearing Offspring the entire time.
Yeah.
See, and that's one thing that was always cool about like the older games was that like they seemed to incorporate a lot of better songs.
Even
Yeah, the
their
music was great.
original music, the soundtracks for like the classics, like Mario and all that. Like, not only are they, everybody knows them, but they're just good music to listen to. Every now and again, I'll catch myself listening to some video game music on YouTube.
Me too.
I think Jen's brother actually like went to an actual concert where they played
That's pretty cool.
old video game music. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
they do
awesome.
that. It's usually they usually have like an orchestra who does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron usually goes to the Final Fantasy Orchestra up in New York City every year.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's cool that they do that.
I would do it for like movie scores, like John Carpenter does on tour,
Yeah.
and like does like because he does all his scores like live, and I would love to go see that. That'd be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for eventually when Assassin's Creed their orchestra comes around.
That'd be
'Cause
cool.
they do a
That
lot of
would be cool.
shows. They do a lot of shows like everywhere else, but they've never been on the East Coast yet.
Right.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the first Grand Theft Auto and the camera view?
Yeah.
I never played it, but I've seen gameplay on YouTube. It's very interesting.
I
It's
bought
just-
the first one.
Yeah.
Whichever one was for PS1. I don't know if it was the first.
That was the
whichever
first
one was.
one.
I bought that at a CVS.
Yeah, that was the first and the second one, actually.
And then they
Yeah.
made another one, top down like that for the UK. That was the only time they ever had a setting outside the United States.
Yeah, it was just so weird because I remember because like it was right around when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, like on
Yeah.
PS2,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, like, because like I didn't really realize there'd be a difference, so I got, the first two Grand Theft Autos at CVS for like nothing. And I
Yeah.
went and played it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? You're like this little bleep of a dude, and like I
Yeah.
don't. It was just like it was so hard
Well-
to play because I'm like I don't even want to do this.
Right. Well, it's like I forget the name of the game, but we used to have a game for Nintendo Entertainment System that was similar style, where it was top down, but like you had to shoot out sideways, and it was like it was
feel like I
playing
know what you're
Asteroids,
talking about.
but with a personal gun.
Yeah. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I can't put a name to it to save my life.
I
Hmm.
don't know. And like the original Doom, if it wasn't top down,
Oh,
but like
Yeah,
the original Doom,
Yeah.
yeah.
Doom
It's
was
like-
good.
Wolfenstein, all those games.
What's like funny because like Doom was like scary back in the day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
You're
like you look at it now, it's like what the hell is I afraid of? Like blocks?
Well,
I
think
feel-
about it too. Like all those old scary games. Like, why are we afraid of this? It looks so cartoony.
Yeah, like Resident Evil, the first one, like the
Mhm.
camera
Yeah.
angles alone were weird.
Dude, the controls. If you didn't have the analog sticks for the PS1 controller, like it was near impossible to play it.
Yeah, dude, it was awful. I don't know if this counts. Does Roller Coaster Tycoon count?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That was the shit.
those games were great.
So that brings us into PC gaming.
Okay.
Oh, I already got you. Diablo 2.
Okay.
I'm sticking with Roller Coaster Tycoon.
When did Diablo
Before they
2
even
come
put-
out?
Before they even put Six Flags.
I think 97 or 98,
Diablo 2 came out
or was
in
that 2000? All right, so I just made the 20-year
Just-
cut.
You made the cutoff.
All right.
Technically, if we're
Barely.
going by the release date, then you missed
Oh,
it.
you
You missed it by a month, but I'll let it slide.
bastard! Just because it's that good of a game.
Yeah. Yeah, Diablo. So I never really got into Diablo.
Oh, they're
but
fun.
I tried playing the third one when
Mhm.
it came out, and it was awful. But
Yeah, the third one wasn't that good, man. Like the first two are the ones that you
but,
want to play.
Yeah, I've only ever heard good things about the first two.
Yeah.
But one game that I'm sure all of us have a lot of experience in is The Sims.
I've never played The Sims a day in my life.
What?
Yeah.
The Sims?
You were a deprived child.
Not. I guess I was either playing other games or I was out in the woods being an idiot.
Well, listen, me and Andrew, we played in the woods too, but we still had time to play Sims. You son of a bitch.
Well, you got to think of it this too. I didn't really have a decent computer until almost high school.
Yeah,
It couldn't
No, I
even run
hear
The
ya.
Sims.
The Sims was a fun ass game.
Yeah. The Sims was great. I remember when you bought The Sims, you had like 4 discs to load, and the game wasn't even like that in depth. Like there wasn't that much going on. And you're like,
Right.
how did this take up 4 CDs?
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
True. Okay.
Do you remember how excited we got when we played on PS2 and we found that they had Trivium?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, The Sims on PS2, they had Trivium as one of the songs.
Yeah,
That's
we-
pretty
Flies.
cool. Yes.
We got so excited. We're like Trivium, man. it's
Yeah,
all
we would
here."
always put that on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's so cool.
No, that game was great, Eric. I can't believe we never played, man. So you've never even
Did
when
you
it came to console, you never played?
What, Sim? Nah.
did you ever
Eric.
play did either of you ever play SimCity?
No.
I never played it, but I watched you play because wasn't there like alien invasions?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I remember
SimCity, the
that.
original SimCity when it came out, um, actually I can't remember the original one. I think it was SimCity 2000 when that came out. Was the first one that I played. But
Mhm.
you actually have like natural disasters on, like you could send in natural disasters on your city just for fun. So you can have like alien invasion, you can have like tornado go
Tornadoes.
through town, like giant monsters attack your city.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched you play because I know you got into it for a little bit.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
I played the newer one. Um, again when that came out a few years ago, but the old one I still love that one. Just like Roller Coaster Tycoon, it's like one of those things that you just go back and play once in a while because it's a classic.
Well, do you remember in The Sims the money cheat code?
Yeah,
And like what you'd
Rosebud.
have to do is, yeah, you put in Rosebud, right? But then like I don't remember if it was space bar, right? You had to
Enter.
hold enter. You had to the
We
way you
taped it
had to
down.
you
Yeah.
taped it down and you would leave, like go get a snack or whatever, and like you eat dinner and you come back.
Yeah.
Eventually it caps out. But like instead of us holding it, we just taped the butt down, and then you get like $1 million.
That's genius.
Yeah, that was high tech shit, Eric.
I bet.
You gotta figure out any way to cheat.
Yeah. It's like
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto, all the cheat codes.
Yep.
I still remember like some of them.
R1, R2, L1, R2.
Yep. Like you can't play that game without the gun cheats and like.
No.
I remember, and I think it was. I know it's not retro, but I remember. I think it was like
Close enough.
maybe it was Vice City or San Andreas. You could actually turn the cop mode off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
San Andreas.
Yeah, and you could just go on like a rampage. Like nothing, no one can stop you.
Mhm. No, I love that shit. And like nowadays, like you can't really do that. Like you can, but like I don't know, it's not the same.
I have another retro game
Go.
that made me think of when I mentioned the word rampage. The game Rampage.
Game Rampage. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that was an arcade game right there that I remember playing at like Skater's Choice and like the bowling alley and even on PS1. And now they have a hit movie with The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Dude, actually, really good. I'm not
Was
gonna
it?
lie. Yeah, I have the 4K. Where is it?
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Amazing.
It
I'm
was
not
really
even
good.
kidding. Yeah, like most of the time, video games suck to most people. But I'll be honest with you, Rampage was dope.
Oh no, I believe you. It's just when I was first seeing trailers for it, I'm like, I don't know, the last video game movie The Rock was in was so terrible.
You bite your tongue. Doom was the shit.
It was horrible.
Doom was amazing. You
It was
stop
bad. It was
You stop
bad.
it. You stop
No,
it.
it
This
was
is why
bad.
no one loves you.
I'm aware of that.
No, I love Doom, but listen, man. The most believable thing I've ever seen in my life was Dwayne The Rock Johnson with a grenade launcher gun fighting one-on-one with a giant alligator. Okay?
I believe it.
I believe it. I was like, yeah,
Okay.
all right.
This
I can see this
could
is a fair fight.
This could actually happen.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
see an issue.
Seriously, like if you guys are ever bored and want to watch a really fun movie, Rampage was really good. Really
Okay.
good. It was one of my favorite movies of last year. I want to say it was last year or the year before, whatever. One of those. It was so good. But that game was fun. I remember playing that a lot on the PS1.
Yeah,
And
I never played it. So when the movie came out and people were saying that it was a video game based movie, and I was like, what? I was like, what's this Rampage thing?
And they even reference like you see in the movie someone playing the arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like really cool because they named like Lizzie the Lizard, you know, like they named the characters, you know what I mean? Like so it's just cool. Like it was just like I used I never really play the gorilla a lot, but I definitely used Lizzie and the wolf a lot.
Okay.
Like those are the two I really played a lot. Probably the wolf more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, the movie is like I'm gonna watch it today now. I liked it that much. But like the movie was so good, but the game itself was really fun, man. Really, it's like basically Wreck-It Ralph.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, you're just climbing a building. punching it. It was like stupid, but it was fun as hell.
Mhm.
But yeah, well, when they first announced the movie, and when I said Rampage, I'm like the game, and then like I saw like the poster, I'm like, oh my god, they're really doing the game, like that's crazy, and it was like it was really good, really good.
Well, good, really good.
Yeah. Well, especially like if you like Godzilla, Andrew, it's
Yeah.
the same category.
No, and that's what I thought it was. Like when I saw
Big
the trailer
monsters
for it.
wrecking shit.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of a cool year because it was Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Rampage, and Pacific
Mhm.
Rim 2 came out. It was a good year for big monster movies.
Yeah.
True.
So that's
was
what they
good.
need to do is make Pacific Rim into a good video game.
Well,
Hmm.
it wouldn't. There was for Xbox 360. They did have like a little like. No, they had it. They did have Pacific Rim, like almost like a Mortal Kombat style game.
Okay.
You know, like you could
Right.
you could be a Jaeger fighting a kaiju, but like
Right.
that's something like I feel like it was one of the things you bought off the like marketplace for like $3.
Right. It was.
But it was
one
fun,
of
man.
those,
Like especially if you like Godzilla.
It was like one of those games that they just kind of put out for the sake of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just to go side with the movie. Like it was like Mortal Kombat. Like it was like Godzilla Destroy All Monsters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know the game. It was just like that. It was fun, man. It was really cool. But they only had like 3 kaiju's and like 3 Jaegers, but it was fun. I mean, I played it every once in a while.
So
that would be a fun game.
That brings me to a good topic here.
Movie video games?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Because that's I think that's a topic for a whole different podcast.
That is true. Yeah.
Because that'll open up some cans of worms.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But fighting games.
Oh.
I wasn't very good at them. Still not very good at them. And how about you guys? Did you guys enjoy them? Was that the type of game that you went for, or were you looking for something different?
I enjoyed some.
Even to this day, the only game I own for PS4 is the UFC game. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely a fighting game fan for sure. It's probably like my favorite genre, besides like Resident Evil, like the zombie genre of games. I really like fighting. Like Mortal Kombat is definitely like my favorite fighting game of all time. I didn't like Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a little difficult. Even like the newer ones are really difficult to me. And then one of my favorite like fighting games of all time is like the Fight Night franchise.
Okay.
So like yeah, I'm definitely like into the fighting games. Like Mortal Kombat, I think is like one of the greatest gaming franchise ever.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
I always liked the characters.
Yes,
like when I was looking at them, right? Like I always enjoyed the characters from the fighting games, but I just never actually enjoyed it myself. I guess I just don't like mashing a whole bunch of buttons.
Yeah.
It depends on the game too.
Yeah.
I mean, some were more button mashy. Other ones were a little more technical. Like if you didn't get the right combo, like you're shit out of luck.
Well, I think that's kind of why I didn't like Street Fighter. Because Street Fighter, you can button mash, but Street Fighter did take more, skill, and like I think that's why I didn't like it because like it was just too challenging for me. And like Mortal Kombat was a button masher. Like you could just keep spamming the whole time.
Yeah, you could do that on Tekken too, like the older Tekken games.
Tekken was fun. I forgot about Tekken's a great game.
Yeah. Now, when we're talking like fighting games, are we talking just like the kind of hand-to-hand combat, or are we talking about like even like swords, like
Soul Calibur and shit?
Yep, the Soul Calibur 2 is one of my all-time favorites.
I think that follows the same category. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like basically anyone that's like a one-on-one type of deal, or even like Super Smash Brothers. Is
right. That's what I was gonna say. Like Super Smash Brothers. Like the Mortal Kombat's, Tekken's, like basically like the mainstream ones everybody plays. Like
or Calibur was a great game too.
Yeah, but that's a little too new for our discussion today. Yeah. I just thought about, but like I'll give you an older one. Who remembers that one Crash Bandicoot fighting game, Crash Bash?
I never really got into Crash Bandicoot. No, that was never really my thing.
Yeah, I didn't have a PS1 in my house, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, my grandmom had it at her house. That's how I played it. But it was basically like they were trying to do like a Super Smash Brothers thing, but just with all the Crash Bandicoot characters. It was fun. Wasn't as fun as Super Smash Brothers, but it was still a good one from my childhood that I liked.
Yeah, the only PS1 games I played were Spyro and Rugrats.
Gotcha.
And Rampage.
you and Rampage.
No, fighting. I definitely like fighting games. I mean, I feel like they've gotten better. I'm more into them now.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the newer ones, I gotta be honest. Like I think like Andrew said, I like the characters more than I actually like the games. Like I don't.
Same.
I gotta be honest. I don't think I played the original Mortal Kombat until I bought it on the iPad.
Right. Oh, no kidding.
Because I just like the characters, and also like there was a movie that came out, so I watched the movie. Mm-hmm. And like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like two of the coolest things I've ever seen. So like I like the characters more than I actually like the game. And it wasn't until like Xbox 360 when MK9 came out that I really got into it. Like I like Deadly Alliance, but I didn't play the story mode. MK9 I played the story mode, and it's actually in my top 10 list. In my top 5 list, it was there. It was MK9.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only fighting game that I actually really liked playing was Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And even then, like I'm pretty bad at it.
Oh, me too.
Like the original Smash, like I was only like somewhat decent with Link. But I'm pretty awful at that game.
I think you answered my next question. I was going to ask like who everybody would always play as for Super Smash Brothers on N64.
Link.
What were you, Nick?
I gotta remember now. Maybe was the girl from Metroid in there?
Yep. Yeah.
Samus.
Yep. Samus was in there.
Probably her.
I was always either Samus or DK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or and then Kirby. I'd like because
Kirby was just OP. Like
yeah, he always is, little prick.
Him and who was the most OP character in that game was Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yoshi would anytime somebody would play as Yoshi, they would just dominate everybody else. I never understood why.
Andrew, who was I when I was over your house for the new one? That robot?
Oh, you were Rob.
Yeah, that was my boy Rob. I was wrecking people with Rob, dude.
You know who else I always played
robot.
as? Wait, what robot from? From the newest Super Smash?
Yeah, Andrew, what's Rob from?
He was like a promotional item from like the original Nintendo's when it came out.
Oh, okay.
That's my character, dude, Rob.
I always liked playing as what the hell was his name? I just had it. I think it was Ness, the little
Ness.
Yeah, from Earthbound.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was always fun too.
Ness is strong.
Yeah.
If you can get the hits off right with Ness, then you could be
Who's
really
Ness?
strong.
What's he look like?
He was the one who, the little boy with the striped shirt and the hat,
with the baseball bat and all that.
Yeah, he's a creep. Oh no, that's not part of it. I was just, you guys remember Backyard Sports? But that's not even in the same.
I do remember that though. I remember the commercials for it on like Nickelodeon.
Yeah, this fat-headed loser kids.
You could play as this MLB character or this real life person as a child.
You could be Mark McGuire as a kid.
Like what? No, I don't want to.
Why would I ever do this?
yeah, that was, and then like, but I will say like some of the sports games, like even though like I'm not a sports person, my brother was like the PS1 and stuff. It was kind of cool because like you play hockey, but like you'd be playing hockey in like a pyramid or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you could like change the modes and stuff. Like you remember that, Andrew?
Yeah. No,
like it was like kind of cool, man.
You could do like faster time, so like your skaters in the hockey game would move faster.
Yep.
And like sports games were cool to a certain point.
Yeah, because they were kind of creative with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it wasn't like nowadays where it's like it's more authentic. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
one of the ones to stay more true.
Well, yeah, one of the ones that I always liked on the PlayStation 2, so that puts us outside of our range, but still, it was still around the time where I still enjoyed sports games. Was what was it, NFL Street?
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yep, I remember them.
Like those ones were cool because like your characters could like run off the wall, jump off the wall, and like catch the ball and stuff like that. And it was a lot of they had a lot of cool things going on, and then they got to like market it after a while, and they were just like, all right, well, we're just strictly gonna have the NFL one. We're just strictly gonna have Madden, and then they just made it too realistic, and it was like, all right, well, this is no longer fun.
Especially because we didn't like sports to begin with. So
Correct.
It's like,
Yeah. Like, I mean, one of my all-time favorite sports games are NHL '98 for the N64.
Right.
And that was even before I got into hockey.
Yeah.
That was just a fun one. Yeah.
yeah, it was cool.
So that brings me on to my next topic here. What about games that are designed after movies? So one reference I'll give, and it's a game that I played many hours on, was Star Wars Pod Racing.
Okay.
Ooh, yes.
On the N64.
Okay, so the movie has to come before the game.
Right.
Yes. So no Resident Evil, obviously.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Because they used to have them a lot. They used to have them in Super Nintendo. They had a lot. They had Jurassic Park had a game.
Yeah.
E.T. had a crappy game.
Well, that was like the thing. I mean, even like it pretty much stopped like what, like couple, like maybe like what, 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like Green Lantern when that came out. They had a game.
Yep.
Land of the Dead, that has a video game.
Yep. Even like Narnia had a game when it came out.
So I gotta think now. Like, I gotta take myself back. Like, what had a game, but the movie came out first?
Ooh, this is hard.
Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story, maybe.
Aladdin.
You know what was oddly no, this isn't classic. Never mind.
Now I'm making you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I gotta like.
I didn't play many.
Now.
Meanwhile, I'm here and I played like every single movie game there is.
Well, give us some examples.
Maybe it'll jog our memories.
Yeah, give us some games, and let's see.
All right. So, besides the ones that I already mentioned, let's see, what else did we have? I'm trying to remember back to my youth on what we had. Oh man, those were all the ones that I played. Hold on. Games.
I'm googling it.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same.
That's what I'm doing.
I can't remember to save my life.
That's a good question, but it's like I gotta think now. So I'm like going through it right now, trying to.
Let me see.
Oh, I kind of have one. It's old. Friday 13th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
So probably I would say those, and they were like even before the N64. That was NES.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Batman.
I have and right here I have the NES.
Okay.
Freddy and Jason right there.
Batman had a video
behind
game.
me the whole time. Answer's behind me the whole time.
The whole time.
That's my answer right there.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really have one because like I didn't really play a lot of them at all. I don't really have any memories of them.
That's fine.
I remember playing those two. They're a bit weird, but I played them at like my aunt's house because they had like all the systems. And when we'd go over there for parties, we'd be bored. And obviously, being a horror guy, seeing like Jason and Freddy in a game, like, I'll go play this.
Yeah.
It was cool. So those would be the ones I would say. But pod racing, I do remember pod racing because of Andrew, and that was cool. And I want to say that's one of the games that people want like remade.
That one I did play. I do remember playing that a little bit at DJ's house, but it's really the only one that stands out.
Wouldn't Battlefront count?
No, because it's not technically based on a game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on a movie, I mean.
You're right. But that was so funny that really was the thing. Like, so many video games would come out. Like, Alien vs. Predator had a game.
Yep.
Like, there was always, that was like a thing.
One that I played a lot was Batman Returns.
Okay.
All
That
right.
was a big one on Super Nintendo. And there was also one that I just remembered, and I think it might have been for PlayStation, and it was for N64 too. Was A Bug's Life.
I remember
Okay.
that.
That game was really good.
Yeah. I love that movie too.
Oh yeah. So, but that was 99, I think. So
Sounds about right.
98 actually. So look at that.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with the NES or Pod Racing for sure.
Yeah.
Because
No,
those are the ones I vividly remember in my head.
so Pod Racing, I used to play that in my basement,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a CD player next to me, and I would play Vertical Horizon on CD, one of their one album that was good, and then I would play that, and while I was playing the game, and that's just how I just chilled for a while.
Hmm.
Probably ate like potato chips with ketchup on it or something.
You really did that?
Yeah,
What?
still do. It's really good.
Really? Wow. Well, I mean, it's probably no different than a fry, I guess.
I've tried it, and for some reason, mixing it with crunch by itself without like putting chips on a burger, it's just weird to me.
And Eric will eat pretty much anything too. That's just surprising.
Just about.
That just tells you that I'm weirder than Eric. So
Yeah. Well,
Only when it comes to chips.
yeah. Because other than that, man, Eric's got you beat in a lot of other categories. I mean, just look at him.
it's all good, man. It's all good. So now I want to ask you guys. So now we'll expand the topic a little bit away from the retro games
Mm-hmm.
into a more broad topic of video games.
Okay.
So, do you guys think that it is easier to get into like an actual video game if it has a multiplayer or if it's single player?
I'm a single player guy. I don't like playing with others.
Mm-hmm.
But it also depends too on the game because, like, obviously, World of Warcraft, it probably wouldn't be the same if other people that weren't on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't even talk to anybody on there. But no, I'm definitely more. I appeal more to single player. I think that was one of my biggest criticisms with like the not the last Battlefront, but the one before when Force Awakens came out. What it was because it was only online.
Yeah.
And to me, that was kind of a turn off. So I'm more of a single player guy for personally, but you know.
For me, it depends on the game. I mean, if I'm playing an FPS, I want to play online, but if I'm doing anything online, it's usually just a death match. Like, I don't want to work with other people. I'd rather just run around and just run and gun, that kind of thing. But I do miss games with story modes a lot. That's something from like our childhood that I feel like we just don't get much of anymore because everybody wants to play online.
Well, that's the thing. It's almost like it could become extinct because like that's everybody only wanted to. That's all they ever want to do is do online. It sucks.
It does. Like, give me one good story. And here's my other complaint about story mode games. Like, especially the ones nowadays, they're like, it's either they're too long or they're too short. That's the problem. Like, a good example is, remember that game, The Order, that came out on PS4? It was like a highly anticipated game.
Yep.
8-hour story.
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago, that was perfect. Nowadays, you need something at least like 12 to 16 hours, if not a little more.
The last story mode I played, which I didn't even play, but I watched, which was mind-blowing to me, was Jedi Fallen Order.
What was that, like 3-4 hours of
No, it was.
I heard it was short.
I don't think. I mean, maybe it just felt longer. I don't know. Andrew's gonna have to Google that for us. But even if it was short, it was some of the greatest storytelling I've ever heard. Like,
I do want to.
If you're a Star Wars fan, it's a must.
I do want to get that game eventually.
It's so good.
It's saying it's like 25 hours.
Okay, then it must have been it must have been like some review or something that I read wrong or something.
It was amazing, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was like that was like one of those games that like when when you like play, you're like, yeah, the creators actually like you know what I mean? I don't know how to
No, I
how
know what
to
you're
say,
trying to say.
I don't know, like the creators actually did it for us. Like it wasn't like an
Right.
online. They didn't go with the grain, and that's the thing is everything's online. And
Yeah.
like Battlefront 2, they only gave us a story mode just out of a win.
And it wasn't even a good story mode.
I mean, it's okay. Like as a Star Wars fan, it's cool because like it expands upon the lore. But like then next to like it was good before Fallen Order came out.
Right. Okay.
Because Jedi Fallen Order, again, I mean, I know it's more like the retro games, but like Jedi Fallen Order, the thing is like it's so different. Like I almost wish that whoever wrote Fallen Order would write Star Wars movie because they didn't go with the general like the general like rules of Star Wars. Like
Mhm.
you actually learn a little bit more about the Force. Like there's like one of the planets. There's a group called the Zepho, the Zephyrenes or whatever, and they like it was basically like the Force was a religion to them, but it wasn't even. But not they weren't Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like they were Force users, but they weren't Jedi.
So you're like the blind dude from Rogue One.
No, because he didn't even learn. He didn't use the Force.
Oh, true. He just worshipped the Force. That's right.
Yeah, like he could sense it, but he couldn't use it.
Right.
Like to that extent. And I just think like literally like if you guys, I know you guys are Star Wars fans, like that's a game that just like was so good. Like it was like I don't know, and like it was just so different. Like I said, it's pretty sad that this year, the 2019 had 3 things come out for Star Wars: a video game, a TV series, and a movie.
Right.
The TV series is my favorite thing they put out, Mandalorian.
Agreed.
After that, it was Fallen Order, and then the movie.
Okay.
I mean, a video game beat a movie.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That and like I liked it so much, I went out and bought the visual book, like for the art.
Yeah.
I liked it that much.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
That is cool.
And I think that speaks to like at least for me as being a video game person where like so if I'm gonna play a game that has a multiplayer aspect to it, it's usually like I'll play that for maybe a couple hours a day.
Yeah.
Like I can't overplay it because
Mhm.
if I play that for more than just a couple hours, I get bored. But usually,
run
if
out
a
of things
game
to do.
has a super good storyline or
Mhm.
a lot of things that you can do, like a Minecraft or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
I could play that all day and not even know. Like
Yeah.
just whatever it is. Like I was playing a game a couple weeks ago called Drug Dealer Simulator, and it's just a single player. You just go around and deal drugs. And
Okay.
I played it for I think like 6 or 7 hours and didn't even think about it. Like it was just good. Like I was just playing, and so I think it's easier to play longer if it's just by yourself.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. And maybe
Or-
it's our generation too, though. It could
It
just
might
be our
be.
generation.
That's true.
Well, I was gonna say, like, even if you have like you're playing a campaign mode and it's you can play co-op. Even that keeps you playing longer too. You and your buddy playing all night trying to beat the game or whatever.
That's what we did Resident Evil 5.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we used to do with Halo 2 back in the day.
I don't know. It's just like I just think like Andrew said, like a good story will keep you. I think will keep you playing longer than the multiplayer. But the problem is nowadays is the story mode is like not even like a big
it's an
portion of the
afterthought.
game. Yeah.
Well, well, if you think about it, like certain games are still going along with that. Like, let me see, like, what's that big anime game? Persona.
Yeah, Persona's fantastic.
I know that is very story based, along with like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, like those kind of games. They're still huge, and they're all story right there.
Well, think about it too. Like they have games now that like it's strictly online. Like I want to say like
Yes.
Titanfall, and then
wasn't the first Titanfall? I think the second Titanfall ended up getting
they gave it some story mode.
Yeah, because people complained because it was bored. And then what was the other one that got that was big for a while? It was really hard. Damn, what was it? It was a shooter.
Destiny.
Destiny,
yeah.
It was online. Like there was a story, but you had to go through it online.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was
I
just
didn't like that.
I didn't either.
And first off, the game itself is just a grind. You know, like it's not even enjoyable.
It's a Halo clone.
Halo's at least enjoyable.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like
Even that's debatable.
yeah.
Well, it depends which one you're talking about.
I'm not a Halo fan.
Oh, you just hit me hard, dude.
Like I can't say I'm like a diehard fan, but like I think like visually it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Even
shocked
like-
it hasn't became like a feature film yet. I've seen like little like short things of it. I think.
Yeah.
Well, they were going to. So Halo was supposed to have a full-fledged movie, and Microsoft even like filmed a whole big part of it, like 30 minutes worth, and they just couldn't agree with any studio. Like no studio would accompany them to do it because they wanted full rights to it, and no studio was willing to give it to them. So
No.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why well, look at Ubisoft, man. They wouldn't give rights to Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, good
You know,
for them.
it's their baby. You know, it's their baby. You know.
I want it. Like,
No.
If that was something like, especially when it's a game that is so well received and known for its story, you don't want to give that away to someone who's just gonna like do whatever the fuck they want with it. Because if you do that, then you end up with Max Payne movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, that movie.
It's just yeah. We are gonna have a show of like video game movies.
Yeah.
Majority of them have been bad.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's a general consensus, but there are a lot I really did enjoy. I really did enjoy. You know.
Oh yeah.
Some are good. I'm not saying all are bad, but there are a lot of bad ones, is what I'm saying.
Obviously, Eric's favorite video game movie is Angry Birds.
Right. the Return to Rio or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, obviously that's the best.
How'd you guys know?
I can just tell you're such a big Angry Birds fan.
I mean, I do have it on my phone.
I played for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, that was back when it first came out, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Eric.
I mean, it's been on there since like 2 phones ago. You know, when you get a new phone, they just download everything. I just don't get rid of stuff. I mean, those games were fun back in the day. I liked when they did the Star Wars version.
Yeah, no, trust me, they kept me busy for sure.
Yeah.
I played. I'm not gonna lie, I played.
What about retro mobile games, guys? We already talked about Snake.
Yeah, like Tetris.
Tetris. Brick Break.
Tetris was probably the one I liked the most.
Tetris is always a good one.
I still love Tetris.
Yeah, Tetris is great.
And then basically the same thing, but on the NES was Dr. Mario.
Oh yes.
Still play Dr. Mario. Me and Alexa play it all the time on the Switch. It gets very competitive.
I mean, stay away from you two when you're playing it.
Please.
All right then.
Yeah. No messing around here. So, do you guys have anything that you want to talk about? Any video game stories of old that you want to bring to light?
I have one. If there's, mine's more like. Sorry, my hair is pissing me off. It's not staying. If you have like one game that you could like put on a current gen that isn't available, what would it be? And it cannot be like it can't be like for me, like I only own a PS4, right? PS4, yeah, PS4. So so it can't be available for that for me. So whatever game systems you have, it just can't be available for it.
Okay. Well, that makes it difficult for me.
Yeah, same.
Most things are available on the PC.
It makes it difficult for me for Xbox One and PS4.
Oh man!
Because the game I wish, and it is available for Xbox One, but for whatever reason it's not for PS4. I wish I could get Fight Night Champion.
Okay.
That was such a great game, and for whatever reason, it's just not backwards compatible to the PS4 and the Xbox One. You can actually download it for free. And if you actually bought the UFC game, which I did, they gave it to you for free too. But what I did think was cool, they did actually put the two main characters, because that's the first one that had a story mode. And the two characters were Andre Bishop and Isaac Frost, and they actually did put those two characters as playable characters in the current UFC game, which is cool. So that kind of made me happy, but like that was probably my favorite fighting game of all time, and I wish I could put that back to the PS4.
Okay. I like it. I'm still trying to think.
Yeah, me too.
What's available to me?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, because Andrew, like literally everything's pretty much available on Steam.
Right. Oh man.
Yeah, this is tough. I don't even know. I might have to pass on this one too.
Eric's would be Angry Birds.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, totally Angry Birds.
Well, I mean, if you can't think of it, it's all good. But if you have something else you want to add to, Eric, you can. Do you have any questions?
I mean, when it came to like retro gaming for me, I basically didn't get my first game system until '99, which was the N64. So I was still kind of new to gaming. Like when all these games we're talking about came out, like the only reason I played half of them was because my friends had them or my cousins had them. Besides that, I always had Game Boys.
Right.
So like this is a little unfamiliar to me, but I'm familiar enough with it to an you know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you mean completely. Because although I had an N64, I wasn't like, like I mostly watched like Andrew or like my brother play video games. Like I was never the gamer. Like even still to this day, like I'm not. I like video games, but I'm just not good at them. And also some video games just make me feel sick.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can't even play. So it's like, so it's hard. But like that's why like I really enjoy like my buddy Nico. Nico should have been on today's show too. Like a lot of times I watch him stream on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I saw Fallen Order and the newest Resident Evil, the Nemesis remake. It's like that's what I do now for video games. I watch others.
I do that a lot too now on YouTube, but like for me, my consoles were always like, yeah, the N64, but like I didn't start getting hardcore into gaming until I got a GameCube, and then I ended up getting a 360. Those are my years of hardcore gaming. Yeah. GameCube is great.
I only played like 2 games for GameCube. It was Deadly Alliance and the Godzilla game, 2 fighting games.
No, I played a lot of games on GameCube, and then it's basically from there on is when I became like more into gaming.
Yeah,
Andrew,
what's up?
For the Switch, is that Godzilla game available for Switch?
Which Godzilla game?
Let me Google it. Let me see. I think it was like called Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. Yeah, Destroy All Monsters.
Let's see.
And it's called Destroy All Monsters Melee.
All Monsters Melee. Let's see. That is no.
That would have been cool. I would have bought that today. Because that was cool. Because like it was basically like Mortal Kombat. I don't know if any of you guys ever played it, but like I know Andrew's a Godzilla fan. But like what's cool is like you could literally be like Ghidorah, and then like you know what I mean, or like Space Godzilla.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We used to play that at Michael's house.
Yep, it was so much fun, man. Like that's kind of what I miss is like corny shit like that.
Yeah.
And maybe they just don't sell, but like that's like to me like I need like a mindless game to play.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like that's why like I play the UFC game still because it's just mindless. I don't have to think about it. It's just fun. You're beating the shit out of somebody. The Godzilla one would be fun because like I like the characters. Like, oh, I can be King Ghidorah, okay, and like you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
That to me, that's fun. Like I guess like if I had a wish, I'd wish for more like mindless games that were more in my interest. Like Andrew said, like some of these games after movies.
Right.
They're hard. Like half the time they're horrible, but they're mindless fun.
Yeah.
No, as I said, I used to play the shit out of those games that came after movies, like Batman. I used to play that game all the time.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the most fun movie games I ever played. You guys might laugh at me, but it was actually fun. Was the Incredibles game for
Yeah.
GameCube?
Yeah.
That was actually a fun
Speaking of-
game.
Speaking of games, right?
Mm.
One of the greatest things that I really fell into, and they canceled it, was the Disney Infinity.
Ah, I think I know what you're talking about. Is that the thing with the little statuettes you need to use?
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
basically like the amiibos,
Yes.
but for
It-
Disney.
But it
Okay.
was so much fun because you could also do like open world.
Mm-hmm.
And
Really?
like every character you bought, you now unlocked.
Yep.
And like I had all the Star Wars people unlocked, and then they had story modes. So like you'd buy like for the Force Awakens, you get Kylo Ren and Rey.
Okay.
And then in the middle there was like a game chip, which was like a clear statue, and you put that on, and then you have the story mode. But that was so much fun, and I remember like they were about to release Rogue One,
Mhm.
right? They announced it, and for whatever reason Disney canceled it.
Yeah.
And like I got like I bought all these, man. Like I had and I was like I got all the Star Wars.
Mhm.
I was making my way through the Marvel characters and the Disney characters, and I was just buying them up because they were cheap enough. Like they weren't that much money.
Right.
These were fun, and then also too, like you basically got to build I built my own Star Wars planet, and then you also had, and then I also built one that was like a Universal one, which was like had like a section that was Nightmare Before Christmas, and a section that was Star Wars, Marvel, and there's like you can actually put in the worlds there was these generators you could put that would unleash like villains. So like as you're like playing in your like little playground arena, villains would appear, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was corny, but it was so much fun. And for a person that loves Disney as much as I do, it was fun.
It was perfect for you.
Yeah, and you could still play it, but like to me, once they canceled it, I sold it all.
Mhm.
Because it was kind of like what's the point now?
Right.
Right.
Like what was the point?
Like
because
if
it's
you're
all
not going to
gone.
be able to get new stuff, then what's the point?
Yeah, so like that's something I really wish although it's not retro, but it's canceled, and now it's like to me it's retro.
Right.
I wish they would have continued that, but Disney decided they wanted to license their properties out more.
Mhm.
So I think it's probably more. They probably make more money with that. That's why Kingdom Hearts, obviously, got back on track, and then
Mhm.
EA with it's Star Wars, and then EA I think licensing it to whoever made Jedi Order.
Yeah. Can
like
I say one thing real quick here?
yeah,
The newest Kingdom Hearts was the biggest piece of trash of a video game
Really?
that I've
Really?
seen.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
And sorry if it's a spoiler there, but it's pretty awful.
No, I was never gonna play it. Did they add
That's
Marvel characters
disappointing.
in Kingdom Hearts yet?
I don't think so. It was all like Disney princess stuff, like Frozen, and like they had Wreck-It Ralph.
I think they were trying to keep it strictly as Disney as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was. Oh my god! I didn't even play it. I watched
Man,
Alexa play it, and I was just like,
because the first two were fantastic. Even Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance was great. I love that one. I didn't play 2.5 though for PS3.
right.
I didn't think I needed to play that one, but that's disappointing, man.
Yeah, it was a big letdown.
Man,
That sucks.
Because I remember playing the first one. The first one was really good.
oh yeah,
I never
What is
played
it?
the
Final
second one.
Fantasy and Disney mixed?
Pretty much.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, I've never played any of them.
They're fun, dude. You'll actually get lost in that game.
Probably.
Well, the issue with the third one was that it was basically like the first and the second one in terms of graphics and
Mm-hmm.
like gameplay, and the story was really, really lackluster. So like it just they didn't improve anything enough, and the story wasn't good. So
even the levels weren't that fun. Like I saw that like gameplay of that Toy Story level. That looked awesome.
yeah, like the levels looked pretty cool.
Or
but,
the
like,
worlds, I should say.
Yeah, like the different worlds were pretty cool, but like
It just wasn't enough to keep you involved.
right, like it was cool
Gotcha.
for like the first 5 minutes that you're there, and then
Mhm.
when you're just going around, like it's just the gameplay wasn't there. Like
Right.
they, if anything that we can see is that the Final Fantasy VII remake shows that you can make a newer version of an old game
Yeah.
and even make like a sequel of an old game without keeping all the same aspects of that old game. You can make it completely different
Right.
and bring it up to snuff. Like what they did with Kingdom Hearts was they just kept everything in the past. They kept all the technology in the past and didn't improve anything.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's the issue that I had with the game.
Hmm.
They
Look at
didn't.
Capcom, dude.
Yeah.
Capcom's killing it with the remakes of Resident Evil.
Right.
I mean, they made so much money. It's insane.
Oh yeah. I
'Cause
believe
they're
it.
done right. They're done right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do it right, then it works. If you don't,
Yeah.
then you just look like a fool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's all I had on for topic today. If you guys had anything else, then throw it out there now. If not, I'm cool
No.
to wrap up.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
That was good.
Fine. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna take this one out. Make sure that anyone who is watching today, make sure to follow the stream. Visit our YouTube page, Twitter page, Instagram page. All that's available for you. And if you guys have any other plugins, go right ahead. If not, then we're out of here.
Yeah, just keep an eye out on our go on our Instagram for the Instagram stories. I keep everything updated for the topics of the following weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Just just keep an eye on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just keep an eye out. We'll post everything on our social medias, and yeah.
we didn't say anything. Eric's officially part of the podcast now, as if he wasn't already.
Yeah.
But,
I did make an
Thank you.
announcement on Instagram.
yeah. So
Thank you for allowing me on as your, I guess, your third guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So now.
Yeah, we love you, man.
we're
Thank you.
I love
three
you.
amigos.
That's right.
If you haven't seen our new logo with Eric now in there holding his
Yep.
coffee.
Looking beautiful.
Yep. And of course, I don't have coffee today. How disappointing.
Yeah, beer though.
That's true.
Got to drink, man. It's a holiday weekend. Come on now.
True, man. It's true. But yeah, no, I have nothing else to add, and
Cool.
see you guys next Sunday.
Absolutely.
is.
See you in a week.
See ya. Bye bye.